Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 hit games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description listing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 234. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. First up, Saint of Streets has dug up WINGAMES /puzzle2/WINMIN. Okay, how much you want to bet that some genius over at Softkey decided, let's just put the Windows Minesweeper on the CD? Because even though every Windows 3.1 install comes with it, well, maybe that's not it. Well, it has grid.vbx, so it probably isn't. But what have we got? WinMind. Okay, so it has nothing to do with Minesweeper. Well, that's interesting. So we don't have a minimize button or a maximize button or even a close button or even a system menu. This guy apparently has a fear of buttons on his menu bar or his title bar. Anyways, so I'm guessing just looking at this is going to be like a Mastermind cloned with like no author information. Like, we got a show thing, we got check, new, exit. It's using some standard system icons. Do we have, like, anything? Well, I can't minimize it because there's no minimize thing. Okay. So, we got oh. And apparently I'm allowed to just click anywhere. Okay, so if I go new... Oh, the smiley face changed for some reason. Okay then. So... Well, that's interesting. I can't get the smiley face back now. Is this software even completed? Because, like, there's no author information or anything. I can't click on these things, so I'm guessing this is for the actual end of it. But yeah, why does it let us click anywhere? Well, that's not normal. These are the grid.vbx that was included is what's allowing us to do this like grid thing here. One of the things about grid.vbx, if I recall from my Visual Basic programming days, is that you can scroll the grids that are created. But this person who made this left it scrollable without properly, because yeah, I could actually scroll it side to side. You can disable that, but this guy apparently didn't. Can I go down as well? Yep. Oh, geez. I'm having too much fun breaking this. Can I do it with the side? I could do it with the side one as well. Whoops. Okay, let's actually try to play this like if it was an actual Mastermind game. So, we got 6 different icons. It's going to tell us which ones are correct in the right place and which ones are correct in the wrong place. Correct, but in the wrong place. So let's start with phone, trash, sun, and shuttle. And if we go check, okay, 2 are right in the wrong place and none of them are right in the right place. Okay. So if I want to go, let's just do, because it says right in the wrong place. So let's do trash, trash, phone, phone. Interesting. So we already know that there has to be at least one of each of these, because 3 of these have to be here. Huh. So that means that there aren't any suns or space shuttles in this. So no suns, no space shuttles. So let's see if we can figure out rain clouds and bicycles. If we check that, wait. What? What? Okay, I think this is broken. Like, really broken? Because apparently, out of the 4 icons we put into here, 4 of them are correct and in the wrong place, and then 2 of them are correct in the correct place. So, we effectively are reading 6 icons? Something is really wrong here. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. So I tried putting in just single icons, like all across, and what I'm noticing here is that this column here, that's indicating which ones are correct but in the wrong place, is presuming that you can only use one of each icon. So the reason why it's saying 4 of these are correct but in the wrong place is because it's simply counting it's simply counting which icons are present. So in this case, we're getting 4 here because there's a telephone present, and we've used 4 telephones, but we're only supposed to be able to use 1 telephone. So it's more apt to say that this column here that says right, wrong place is actually counting how many of the icons you've placed are actually in the answer, regardless of how many times it's used. So that's confusing, and not the way Mastermind is supposed to work. So yeah, this is definitely unfinished. How the heck did this end up on this CD? Okay, so just judging by what's happening here, we know there's no trash cans, we know there's no suns, and we know because of the way this is working that there can't be any repeats. So there has to be a phone, rain, bicycle, and space shuttle. Question is, where are they? Okay, well, we can presume one of these spots is correct for the phone. Like, one of these spots is correct for the phone, but I'm not sure which one. The space shuttle was in the wrong spot, so we know it can't be here. And then looking up here, we know one of the bicycles is in the correct spot, because this showed up as a 2 here. But that also means one of these rain clouds are correct too. I'm going to say rain there, bike there, shuttle there. That is not correct. Okay, I'm going to try rain there, shuttle there, bike there, phone there. So if we switch those 2. Interesting. Okay, so if only one of these is correct, and we know the bicycle has to be in one of those spots, that means the shuttle can't be there or there. So we probably have the phone correct, and not the rain cloud either. Okay, so shuttle's going to be here. Phone is definitely there. The bicycle is here, and the rain cloud is here. I get it right. Woohoo! I actually did it! Despite the fact that the rules don't make any sense. So that was WinMind. This is an incomplete Mastermind clone which is working in a very bizarre way, but is somehow still solvable despite that. And I have no author information, so I have no idea who made this. Like, maybe there's a completed version out there, but this one sure isn't. Next up, we have a team dig from Paul Scheer and Troy Bowman. WinGames /unclassified /Tobor. Why do I feel like I should know what this is? Where is it? Tobor. Now we got a README, a register, and an executable. What's the README say? Tobor, version 1.0, copyright 91, Nicholas Lonsky. Introduction. Tobor is a game which I originally saw on various Unix boxes. I wrote this program as a personal project to become more familiar with C++ and event-driven GUIs. You can have as many instances of the program as Windows will allow, or as many instances your memory can handle. And whatever's up with this game, the registration fee is $5. So, where's the actual... Wait. Well, first of all, that's interesting. Internet address for a 91 game. Like, you don't see many of those. But yeah, there's no information on what this game actually is. Unless it's in the register? No, it's just the registration stuff. Okay, so I guess we're not going to know what it is unless we run it. Okay, so we got some arrows, got a teleport thing. So I'm guessing these are going to be our controls. Huh. I just noticed something. You see the name Tobor? Try reading that backwards for a moment. And then look at these controls. This feels like it's going to be like that Doctor Who game that we played, where we're trying to like move around and you had to like deal with the different enemies that were coming towards you. I got a feeling this is what that's going to be. And we got the ability to have the game beep at us. We've got our about screen. Oh, there is a rules screen. To clear the screen of all Tobors by making them run into each other or a junk pile. Player is the blue symbol that you control with the directional buttons. There are the purple symbols that will... Oh, these are the purple symbols that will move towards you when you move the player. Okay. This is represented by a red box with a black X in the center. Okay, so basically having enemies run into junk piles is the trick here. Okay, I've read through the instructions here. About the only thing that's interesting, apart from the fact that the advanced setting here is basically like 4 times as difficult, is that you can use the right mouse button and it will act as if you pressed one of these buttons like repeatedly when you press it. So gotta remember not to do that unless there's like a really good reason to. So yeah, I guess we'll start. Okay, so that's us. There's the Tobors. So, I so want to say robot because since I noticed that, but okay, so we're effectively trying to get them to run into each other. Okay, so we got one of them to do that. Okay, then we'll wait once, go up like this, and that should do it. Okay, so we won that round. So we go to the next one. Now, how many are there now? Because instructions weren't clear on how quickly this gets difficult. There were 10 to start, and we're now up to 20. Oh, it goes up 10 at a time. Jeez. Okay, so here I'm going to go down a couple times. Cross like... No, shouldn't have done that. Think I'm gonna have to teleport. So we teleport. It's kind of not a great spot. Well, I might be able to make this work a little. Okay, so we'll have to transport from there. Yeah, that's... Or maybe if we go up like that... Okay, I've almost got all of them there, so we just have to transport one more time. Doesn't look like you have a limit on transportations, so it's just a matter of not moving into a spot where they're going to instantly get you. So move them down like that, and then we'll transport. Then we'll go up like this. We'll start moving upwards diagonally. And there we go. So the game is getting considerably more challenging because the number of these things keeps increasing. So yeah, right there I have to transport to survive. Like, I'm not sure what the limits are in terms of how many, like... Can I just transport forever? That seems like it would be too easy if that was the case. Okay, so I guess that is one downside to teleporting, is that if you land on a junk pile, or in a spot where one of the Tobors can capture you immediately, then the game is over. And apparently the transportation is entirely random. So basically, the more junk piles there are, and the more of these robots are still alive, the more likely transportation will not save you. Yeah, see, I just transported and it actually put me right here. So if it was like any closer to one of the Tobors, I would have instantly died there. But instead, I actually survived that. So that was Tobor. It's not as difficult as the other games we've played that are similar to this, but still has some difficulty to it, for sure. The only trick is... Oh. I was about to like keep playing while talking about it, but apparently my transportation didn't go well. Well, it doesn't show me where I teleported to, so that's kind of dumb. So that was Tobor, very similar to the Doctor Who game that we played a while back. But although this one's definitely easier than the Doctor Who game, because the Doctor Who game actually gave you limitations on how much you could do, like transporting and getting rid of the enemies and stuff, whereas this one is basically just keep at it until you die. And if that's worth $5 to you, then, you know, it works. And our last dig for today from Matthew Belshon is WinGames /comp/PS3D. Well, I'm going to guess this has nothing to do with the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 3D, which I'm pretty sure all PlayStations are 3D. In fact, if I recall correctly, the original PlayStation, Sony had this policy where everything had to be 3D. You weren't allowed to put 2D stuff on it, which was kind of weird. I think they eventually retracted that, but anyways. So this is kind of a weird thing here because we don't have an executable. Huh. Unless this SDI file is a screensaver of some kind? Like, that's the only thing I can think of. And what's the file ID.dis say? Photoshop 3D 1.2. 3D screensaver for Windows that maps a bitmap or PCX image to the surface of a 3D object and tumbles it across the screen. Great for company logos and family photos. Now includes password protection. This version corrects a nasty bug causing GPFs. Okay. Good. We're not going to have general protection faults. Great. And also registration includes JPEG support. Alrighty then. How much did this person want for registering? Apparently registration was $15. Oh boy. So we just saw a $5 game. Now how about a $15 screensaver that just shows photographs? Well, I'm being a little harsh. Maybe it's actually decent. Well, like, I mean, in this event, at least they included the setup, because I'm not entirely certain, like... Yeah, this... Okay, I don't know what the heck's going on here. My guess is that somebody over at Softkey putting these files on this CD or something looked at the folder that this was in, decided these are the critical files, but let's include the setup too, just in case this doesn't work, because this isn't going to work because the screensaver's right there in the setup area. Oh boy. Well, I might as well just run the installer then. Source C, target C, install. There's a source, there's a target. You want to display the help, install and help files? Nope. Okay, so if that did its job, then we should be able to minimize this, go into the control panel, go to desktop, and where is our screensaver? Photoshop 3D SE, 2nd edition. So, setup. Oh wow, we have a lot of setup options here. So it lets us choose a single image, which apparently it comes with 4 images to start with, so we will check out all of them, if this works. We can choose what kind of things the image can do on screen, size of it. Apparently we've got modes for object and sparkles. I'm a little scared to see what this means. Then we also got an about here, apparently made by a company called Progressive Logic. Okay. There's a last message thing. Not quite sure what that's about. Well, maybe it says in the help. Okay, just looking in the help system here, it looks like the last message thing. Oh yeah, it just shows the most recent message that the screensaver has generated. So basically, if there's like a problem or something, it'll tell you. So it's an interesting way of doing it. And yeah, there's actually a whole lot of like information here. We go to topic index, it's got like a whole bunch of stuff here. Like how there's like 9 different pages here categorizing just the registration process and everything. Well, I guess what's new isn't that, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see how this actually works. There's no test for it right in here, so we have to hit OK and then test it from here. So it's going to tell us it's an unregistered copy. Okay, so we've got a face rotating on a cube, and we got sparkles going on. Now, I do find it a little funny that the cube is surrounded by a sort of blanking area, which it kind of doesn't have to be. Although, all things considered, as far as screensavers go, this one probably saves the screen a hell of a lot better than anything we've seen up to this point. Okay, well, let's try some other sets here. We can make it flat, and we can also affect the zoom as well. So if we do that and then test it, well, we got to go through the little wait for the unregistration thing. Okay, that just looks bizarre. Also, it's going really fast. I don't think I saw any options to... Oh no, we did. There were options to change the size. So let's make it all the way up. Biggest size possible. Unless that's actually the smallest size. We're going to find out in a second. Well, a few seconds. Okay, so now it's like really zooming in and out and rotating in weird ways. Okay, let's actually not do the zoom thing because that's just silly. So we have move and bounce and solid. Like if... Okay, yeah, you have to have move on for bounce to work, but what the heck does Oh, so that's triggers this color option here. So we don't even have to use an image. We can just make it a solid color. So if we wanted it like just a solid blue color, hit OK and test, and then wait for the few seconds here. Okay, and if you turn off the bounce option, then it just sort of scrolls past the edges of the screen. And I think I liked it better on the bounce mode. And apparently we can do like a custom object here with like rings and sides and an aspect ratio. Not entirely certain what this is going to look like. Like maybe it's just going to make like a sort of... Oh. Well, we have an early example of sphere mapping. It's going a lot slower now too because there's a lot more polygons to deal with. Actually, that's an interesting point. If we set this to be like or no, wait, it won't actually let us set it that high. Oh no, wait, it will. 32 rings and 32 sides. This is going to potentially crash this thing. Oh, number of rings times number of sides must be less than 180. Okay, so 180. What would be the best way to do that? I guess 18 times 10? That would hit the limit exactly. Is that going to be... Because I don't know what it means by rings and sides. Okay, so it looks like rings is the number of vertical layers to the sphere, and sides is the number of horizontal layers. Now, you know what? Let's go back to the cube. And let's try some of these other images here. So we've also got fract.pcx. So I'm guessing probably a Mandelbrot fractal. Am I right? You gonna show me? Show everyone? Well, it is a fractal. It looks like it's, because you can see the tiny little Mandelbrot in the middle. So it looks like this is like zoomed into a Mandelbrot fractal on a particular point. The next image we have is monkey. So we're about to see some monkeys. Everybody excited for monkeys? Here comes the monkeys. There's a monkey. Wait, is that a monkey? I'm not 100% familiar with my primates, but that doesn't look like a monkey by definition. It looks like one of the other primates, but I could be mistaken. And finally, we have monocare1.pcx. I have no idea what this is going to be. Probably like some kind of logo or something in monochrome. Like, that would be my best guess. Whoa, that's very trippy. Okay. So, yeah, that screen door effect that's going on right now. I'm going to guess, like, we're going to load this file up in Paint in a moment here. But I'm going to guess that this file is literally a checkerboard pattern or possibly just lines, like alternating, that are all 1 pixel in size. Because I can't think of any other way to generate this kind of an effect on a 3D object with non-accelerated graphics. Okay, that's actually really weird. I tried to load up the PCX file in Paintbrush here, and I don't see anything. I guess the other thing we can do here is just turn off the objects entirely, so that way all we have are sparkles, which we're going to see in a moment. There you go, lots of sparkles. I bet the video compression's loving this. So that was Photoshop 3D, which is actually not that bad of a screensaver. For $15, like, given the fact that a lot of screensaver programs are usually more expensive than that, but then at the same time, a lot of screensaver programs even do more. But I guess if this is a particular effect that you like, and you're willing to spend $15 to have a registered version of it, like, I mean, the unregistered version, the only difference really is that it shows that nag message and doesn't allow you to use JPEG files. But if we're going back to the mid-90s, not a lot of people knew how to use JPEG files in the first place, so that's not really much of a selling point. But like, I mean, for what it is, it's actually not that bad. So, there you go, a screensaver that doesn't suck. Oh wait, never mind. There actually is some author information for this game when you click the exit button, which is kind of a weird way of doing it, but it works.